Is medical cannabis really an option for chronic pain for Mississippi patients? Well, we'll discuss that today with Bethany Hill on MCPATV. We just want to take a moment, to welcome Miss Bethany Hill with the Mississippi Cannabis News Network. And I've gotten to know Bethany over the past year or so. She is a wonderful advocate for the patients of Mississippi, and she also is a potential patient as well. And so, Bethany, if you will, tell us a little bit about yourself and just about what you're doing here.
So I'm involved in several different things. I have a couple of startups, a couple of nonprofit organizations and things like that. So I'm kind of tied into multiple things, from legislation to business practices and regulation, to even patient access. So I try to help other patients and stuff like that, understand a little bit more about their endocannabinoid system and how it works, and a little bit more about my story and what cannabis gave to me. Cannabis gave me the child that I should have never had. Cannabis gave me the life that I never thought I would have. I did have to move out west for medical cannabis for almost a decade. But luckily, when Farm Bill 2018 happened, I could come home. But it hasn't been easy. We need full access, and the more research and stuff that comes out, we realize that there's so many different things in the plant that we don't understand yet. So that just kind of challenged me to figure out what is it that we need to know, and how can I help get that information out there, from everything to do with the industry. So I've established different platforms to be able to utilize my voice that we've established over the last year to try to help not only small business owners in Mississippi, but the patients who need access. And then, of course, obviously, to continue working with legislators in the future to ensure the integrity of the bill and the program in the future days to come.
Do y'all have any big plans for the 2023 session that'll be here before we know it? Are there some tweaks that you would like to see personally for the bill?
One thing that I've talked a lot about with is allocation of funds. Everything goes into the general fund right now, and I know there are lots of people that would love to see those funds allocated properly for mental health. Also, to help with the law enforcement in these smaller communities that are so underfunded. We really need to know that they will have an opportunity to be educated, to be comfortable, and to accept the program in their areas.
Yes, exactly. And that was something that I felt strongly about, is that, we should help our law enforcement and help them to be informed and to understand the law as far as SB 2095. And, because they do have a difficult job, and, they do want to protect people, and they certainly don't want to put people or patients in jail. So I think if we can just help educate not only the patients as the proper do's and don'ts, but to also to help inform the law enforcement, just, so that they can pull up those registry ID cards and be able to know, well, oh, this really is a patient. And of course, I'm sure you feel the same way. No patient should ever, drive impaired. That would be totally unsafe. But if they will do, proper protocol and, use their medicine ahead of time, and then they should be able to go about their day. And once that, potential THC effect has worn off.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the things that we've always talked about with law enforcement over the last few years since I've been back in Mississippi is we're here to change the law, not break the law. And it's so important to make their job as safe as possible. They're dealing with real threats, people on things like methamphetamines, drunk drivers, things like that, things that are extremely dangerous for them to be in as well. So situations that you don't want to put a police officer in a situation that's compromised. He is unsure that all you've been doing is using cannabis. He has to look at every situation that he is in danger and that his life is in danger. And so we want to, out of respect, of course, obey the laws as much as possible. So let's figure out a way that we can work with them, because we want a safe environment where patients feel safe, our law enforcement feels safe, our communities feel safe. And as cannabis activists and people running organizations like yourself, that's our job, is to talk about what kind of safety things can we implement to make this the best program in the country.
Absolutely. And I really feel like our program is going to be one of the best in the country. I recently went to California to a conference there, and I quickly realized that they are still fighting for a lot of the things that we actually have in our bill. And so I give kudos to Senator Blackwell and Representative Yancey and to all of our legislative leaders, and of course to us, all the advocates who were out there, asking them to put these things in there. But we really actually have a wonderful bill that I think a lot of people or other states will look to and be like, boy, they did it right. And so now, Bethany, something that concerns me and I wanted to ask you about is, how do you feel about the patients having a weekly allowance? Do you feel like that's something that we might want to look at this coming up session?
Absolutely. The amounts as well, that is something I personally will want to discuss, because obviously my personal journey, a lot of my medical conditions that cause me the most problems are not on that list. And the amount of medical cannabis is not enough for me. So it was difficult to work on that bill and not be able to get some of those things that I personally needed. But again, it was about getting a program that other patients could utilize as fast as possible, and we would tweak it in the future. So there's a few conditions that I would love to have added. Fibromyalgia, endometriosis, and polycystic ovarian syndrome are my big three. And I would love that. And of course, I would love to raise the amounts. I just don't think that I mean, no disrespect at all, but I just think doctors should be allowed to prescribe as much as they think. They have the medical history. They're going to be taking the courses. They're going to be immersing themselves in 8 hours of education. And I just really think, telling a doctor that he's only allowed to do so much because of public opinion, I think is just, it's a travesty. So I really hope that we can open it up next year and really allow our doctors and our medical professionals to educate themselves and really expand their horizons. Only 3% of medical schools in the United States actually teach ECS science. So they're about to find so many new wonderful things about this program. And I think that Mississippi will have one of the best groups of healthcare professionals that are so well versed in cannabis. I really think we're going to be a shining example, just our healthcare alone. So I'm really excited what that's going to do for a post-pandemic economy for sure.
Absolutely, I agree. And so, Bethany, you have some debilitating medical conditions that are not listed on the list in the law, but would potentially some of those come under the pain section? So you actually could be certified.
Fibromyalgia is my biggest concern, and it's not on there. But fibromyalgia mimics so many things with MS, and MS is on there. So we did allow ourselves, the doctors, to be able to do that. But it is so great for a patient to be able to walk into a doctor's office and say, here's what I have, it's on this list. Here's what I have, it's on this list. Here's what I have. It's just so simple to do that. And we want patients to be comfortable. A lot of them are still going to feel like criminals walking into a doctor's office. We want to help that as much as possible.
We have to help eliminate that stigma, because this is real medicine that helps people. I know because of you, I know firsthand because of my own son, Austin Calhoun, who cannabis took him off of 17 pharmaceutical prescriptions that 22 physicians had prescribed to him, and it gave him his quality of life back. And so that's what we want for all of our patients, is to be able to have quality of life again, and to be able to rejoin the workforce and be able to go out to dinner and to social events and stuff. And so the socioeconomic impact of medical cannabis in our state could be so tremendous, because you're putting people back potentially into the workforce and and going and doing things. And so that's so exciting to me. And I think that our patients are ready for that. You're doing a lot of great things to help inform our medical cannabis patients and the industry, and I just appreciate that so much, Bethany. You are a tremendous asset to all of us, and you're just a wonderful person, and that is something I just truly appreciate about you, that you've got a heart of gold.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me on and everything and letting me help however I can. I just, as much as I can do, if you ever need anything, please just let me know.
Bethany, thank you so much for joining us on MCPA TV today. And I especially thank you, our viewers, for watching and tuning in to us. For more information, go to our website, follow us on social media, and share our video with your friends and family. Thank you for watching MCPA TV.